We recently added the ability to create your own thread charts, and we've enhanced it as well. So if you've used it before, um, I'll show you some of the changes that we've recently made to make it easier for you to create your own custom thread charts. In a thread chart, just so you know, if I go down to my color panel down here at the bottom left hand corner, if I left mouse click, it'll bring up the available thread charts, and you can see that there's a bunch of different thread charts options here available, and when you select one, it'll bring up the colors that are available for that thread line. And sometimes we want to create our own thread chart based on the brands and the colors that we have on hand, or that we have just at work. You have the ability to come into Tools and Thread Chart Creator. When you left click on that, you'll see that it brings up the panel for the Thread Chart Creator. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to show you what it looks like, how they're constructed. And so if I go to Open, I have the ability to select any of these thread brands. So let me go ahead and click on the Floriani's polyester and hit Open. As you see, you'll see an image of the color on the left. You'll see the color number in the code box, and you'll see the name of the color listed. So you can kind of scroll through and you can see how they're created. And I'm going to go ahead and say click on New, because I want to create a new custom thread chart. So I'm going to hit New, and let's say that I wanted to just add some colors in here. I would come down. What I can do before, what you would have to do is hit Add, and it would just put in a basic color, a color number, and an NA for the name. And you would come in here. So if there's a thread chart that is not listed in the software and you don't have the ability to import it, what you can do is just to create, click on Add and create a new color. You left click inside the color box, and this allows you to pick a base color. If you can get from your thread manufacturer, if this thread chart is not already located in the software, you can contact the thread chart or the thread manufacturer and ask them for the RGB values, which is your red, green, and blue. Each thread manufacturer has these values for their thread, and when you plug in these values, I'm just putting in basic numbers here, not looking for a specific color, but as you see, when I do it, when I put these values in, it actually creates the color. And so that's why it's important to have those red, green, blue values from your thread manufacturer, so that you can actually go in and apply them right here to get the closest match to the actual thread color. And when you hit OK, it'll actually put that color in here. And then you can, give it the code name. Let's say it was actually 203, and then you can name it by the color. So you could call this like Floriani red, just as an example. Now, you do have the ability now to access any of the current thread charts and actually bring those colors into here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one again. I'm going to hit Remove because I don't want that on there. I'm going to go ahead now and hit Import. And what you have the ability to do now is, let's say that I only had a few of the colors from the Floriani thread line. Let's say I had color number 800. And you can see as I type it in right here, I have the Floriani polyester thread chart selected. I type in 800 and you see it's pure white. I can hit OK, and you'll see that it actually loaded it. Let me go ahead and then import. Let's say that I have also color number 702, which is fire engine red. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and you can see that it loads that in here. Let's go ahead and let's say that I have color number 900, the black. Hit OK. And let's say that I also have another thread brand. Let's say that I have like Madeira let's say I have this Baltic Blue 1934. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and you can see that loaded in there. What my recommendation is if you're creating your own custom thread chart and you're having multiple brands of thread, I would come into the name and I would select it and then click again, and I would type the manufacturer name on it. And this will be helpful because sometimes we won't remember the exact numbers, but we usually can tell what brand of thread that we have. So I can come in here and add Floriani before those, and this one was a Madeira, so I can come in here and choose Madeira. So as you can see, I'm going to import, let's say, another brand. I'm going to come down to, let's say, an Isacord, and let's say that I have this green color, this mallard blue. Let's see, let's do a different one. Let's go to yellow, goldenrod. Go ahead and hit OK. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type in Isacord before it so that I know what brand of thread it is. And you just do this for all the colors that you own, and then you come in and you hit save, and then you can just name this thread chart My Threads and then hit save. Now let's say that you buy more thread down the road. All you have to do is open up this thread chart again. So let me go ahead and let me close this really quick, and now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to left click on this thread chart to this thread color to bring up the thread chart, and now I'm going to click the drop down arrow and I'm going to go down to where it says My Threads, because that's what I named the file, and you can see that those colors now appear when I click on it: Floriani Fire Engine Red, Floriani Black, Madeira Baltic Blue, Isacord Goldenrod. So I can just select that color and hit OK, and you'll see that it actually changes that color. Now let's say that you go in and you buy some more thread later and you want to add it to the list. All you need to do is go back up to Tools and go to Thread Chart Creator, and you're going to hit, inside of this box, you're going to hit Open, and you're going to find the My Threads, which was the name of the thread chart you created, and hit Open. And now let's just go to Import. Let's say this, you just bought a Jenny Haskins thread and it was this color right here, and you hit OK, and you'll see that it brings it in there, and then you hit save, and it will actually save, bring up the save as dialog box. You're going to keep it the same name and hit save. You're going to want to replace it and close it up. And now let's go ahead and check for these changes. We're going to select the thread chart of My Threads, and you'll see that this new Jenny Haskins one is there. Say that I don't like that, I forgot to put Jenny Haskins, I'll just say OK. I will come into my Tools and Thread Chart Creator, and I will go to Open again. As you can see, it's pretty easy to work with your thread charts. I'm going to open this, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to left click once and then left click again at the beginning and type in Jenny Haskins. And then I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to save over the top of this. Yes, I want to replace it, and then I'm going to close it. So you can see that it's really easy to create your own new thread chart. You have the ability to edit ones that you create. Now I will tell you that the ones that come loaded in the software, they are read-only, so you do not have the ability to modify those, but you do have the ability to modify any ones that you create yourself, and you do have the ability to create as many as you want. And you do have the ability to also select colors that already exist in the other thread charts, so that you can easily import those into your thread chart that you're creating. So you definitely want to take the time to play around with the thread chart creator and compile the list of all the colors. I do highly recommend that you do name, if you're using multiple brands, I highly recommend that you put the name of the manufacturer before the color name, so that you can easily recognize what thread that you need to grab to put on your machine. So that is just how you create custom thread charts. So take the time to play around with it.